So this is interesting. I'm going to talk about evil forebodings because I've been experiencing some evil forebodings. When you just feel anxious and strange and you feel like something bad is going to happen, and it's like they call this anxiety and all these things. You okay, Scarlett? So, yeah, what are evil forebodings? Um, Shortly after Joyce began studying God's words, she was combing her hair one morning in the bathroom when she realized that the atmosphere around her was vague. It was a threatening feeling that something bad was going to happen. Do you ever get that? And she became aware that she actually had that feeling with her most of the time. So she asked God, "What is this feeling I always have?" "Evil forebodings," he answered. So this now is sounding a bit do 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 do. Who's she talking to? Talking to God. You know what? Talking to God is better than talking to yourself. And we all do that, but talk to God because He actually gives you answers, and sometimes we can confuse ourselves. Anyway, so she didn't know what that meant, evil forebodings. She'd never heard of it. So soon afterwards, she found the phrase in the Bible in Proverbs 15:15. And it says, "All the days of the desponding and afflicted are made evil by anxious thoughts and forebodings. But he who has a glad heart has a continual feast regardless of circumstances." That means, because continual means non-stop, and nobody has non-stop perfect circumstances. So that means regardless to consequences, regardless to circumstances. So she realized at that time that most of her life had been made miserable by evil thoughts and forebodings. And yes, she did have circumstances that were very difficult, but even when she didn't, she was still miserable because her thoughts were poisoning her outlook and robbing her of her ability to enjoy life and see the goodness in things. So keep your tongue from evil. I tell you what, I have to deal with this, and it's so hard, isn't it? When you say, right, I'm not going to be negative about anyone, I'm not going to say anything negative, I'm not going to let my ears entertain anything negative about anyone, especially in lockdown, because people are struggling. This is a hard time, and it's hard to be your best self. So, if somebody calls you up complaining about someone, it's kind of like, they're having a hard day. We need to be a bit more forgiving with each other. And it's not like I'm some saint or something, far from it. But that thing, especially in show business, we're like, "Oh, girl, yeah," and, we get in it. So I've been trying to stay out of it, and have to say I've been happier and healthier out of it. And as soon as I got in it again, I think it's around the same time that I started to feel a bit negative, a bit depressed, a bit weepy, a bit lonely, a bit not great, not my best self. So keep your tongue from evil. It's because it says, "For him who wants to enjoy life and see good days," whether it's a good day or not. So it's like even a rainy day, that you can see it as a good day because at least it's raining, at least you're alive, or whatever. You need to keep your tongue free from evil and your lips from treachery and deceit. So trying not to lie, not to be negative about someone else or something else or anything. It says in 1 Peter 3:10, the verse plainly tells us that enjoying life and seeing good days and having a positive mind and mouth are linked together. So no matter how negative you are or how long you've been that way, you can change. Joyce did. I'm changing. It took time and, lots of the Holy Spirit, but it was worth it. And it'll be worth it to you too. Whatever happens, trust God and be positive.